SensorTags.com presents Retail Security Video Education. This is about jewelry tags and how you would tag jewelry. Most of the stores have a tag that looks similar to this, usually in black, called a mini tag. Some of them use pin lanyards. You can always attach that through a loop on the jewelry, but it is kind of clunky. It is kind of large. If you do use a tag on jewelry, you want to put it close to the clutch or the back side of the jewelry so when they try it on, they're not seeing the security tag. A smaller idea for jewelry is to use our mini pencil tag that has a lanyard attached to it. And a lot of times you can go through a loop on the jewelry, an open loop, or someplace where it can't easily be just threaded back off of the jewelry. Again, you want to tag this close to the clutch so that when they try it on, they're seeing the front of the jewelry, not the tag. And the tag will also weigh it down, so if they're trying it on, you want the weight to come to the back of the wrist if we're on that type of jewelry. Another thought would be to use a P-clamp with a mini pencil tag. The P-clamp can go around the jewelry, and it's tight enough. If you use like an 1/8 of an inch P-clamp, it's tight enough that it's not going to slide off the jewelry. Notice here I put it past one of the larger loops on the jewelry, and there's other loops here, so you can't just slide it off. You're going to have to remove it. Another idea can be one of our newer jewelry tags, which is smaller than a pencil tag, has a hole in it so that you can use either a disposable lanyard or a solid lanyard. If you use a disposable lanyard, you want to get the ones that have the little bumps on them so you can pull it down tight to the jewelry and then clip the end off a couple bumps after the clutch on it so you don't have this tail hanging. And these come in 58 kilohertz as well as 8.2 megahertz. So you can use these on Sensormatic equipment as well as checkpoint, as long as you give us the right frequency you want them when you order them. Another idea is using the mini pencil tag with the heavier loop. You'll notice this loop is a lot heavier duty than this loop here. So if you're in a really high theft area, you may want to order the heavier duty loop. And these lanyards are removable. You see they go through a hole in the front of the tag. So you can use a tag just as a tag or lace the lanyard through and use it for jewelry, eyeglasses, that type of thing. Another idea is to just use an eyeglass tag. If you already have eyeglass tags in your store, you can always clamp an eyeglass tag down on a piece of jewelry. This happens to be a necklace. Again, you want to do it back towards the clutch so it's not inhibiting the ability to try it on. There's a view of what it would look like on the side, a view of what the back of it looks like, and those are called eyeglass tags. Now we also have a fake eyeglass tag that doesn't ring anything. It's a little smaller, a little bit harder to get off when you're removing them. And it also just clamps down. Has a nice little warning on it. These have to be removed with a super lock remover. So when you order them, we'll probably ask and make sure you have that. Another idea would be our paper labels that have a loop that goes across the top. Can be folded over. Now these can be torn off because that is just paper. But it looks like it's for pricing. It's got a barcode on one side, blank on the other. It will ring your system for 8.2, not 58 kilohertz. And what those look like when they come is like that. You peel them up off of the paper, and you can see the actual tag. This is all sticky from here on out. So you place your item somewhere along here, loop the loop over. Hard to do when I don't have a necklace here. Loop the loop over, and you can draw it further down if you want a smaller loop here. And then you close the top to the bottom, making your finished product. Now, you're going to ask me how easy does that tear off? Yeah, you got to give it some tug. It's made out of vinyl. It's not real easy to pull off. But I could bring in a pair of scissors and cut that off, and if I tug hard enough, I can get it off. So, not as secure, but a whole lot lighter weight. Another thought that we had was just use a long pin and just put the pin through one of the loops on the jewelry and put it into your tag. But I don't really like that solution because it leaves a big gap here, which would be real easy to put a knife or something in there and just kind of pry it open, or even just get your fingers under and pull it real hard. Again, it would be a struggle, but it could be pulled off a lot easier than some of these other tags. If you have rings, one of the things you can do for rings is a wire lanyard of sorts, or maybe even the small pencil tag with a small lanyard. They can still try the ring on quite easily. The lanyard doesn't seem to take up that much room on the ring. I mean, maybe a little bit, but if they're serious, then you can take the lanyard off and sit and watch them with the expensive ring to make sure it doesn't walk off on you. But if you want to leave some out for them to try on, you're afraid they'll stick them in their pocket, that's a good way to secure them.